Hello, friends. Today I'm going to share the summary of the book Phantasma written by Kaylee Smith. And this is just a summary, but it will have all the spoilers. If you want to get the full experience, you will have to read the novel. But this is for the readers who want to know the story to get into a book. So here we go. The prologue starts with a scene of a deal gone bad between a girl and a devil, leading to an intriguing start. In the first chapter, we find that Thesa Krim is dead, and her corpse is discovered by her two daughters, Ophelia and Genevieve. Ophelia makes an incision on her mother's body and does the same on herself. She also wears the heart locket from her mother's body and recites a spell. When the locket starts heating up and the pain ends, the color of her eyes changes from crystal blue to ice blue, like all her ancestors who have had this magical power. That's when the story and starts, and the sisters know the magic from the mother has now passed to Ophelia. Ophelia finishes the ritual, and then they both go to the coroner to grieve their mother in their own ways, who died of heart attack. Next 2 days, people from bank inform that the Grim Manor where they used to live is in huge debt and will be sold off in a month. Ophelia finds Genevieve knew this all along, and she was the only one left in ignorance. After the fight, Genevieve runs away to home while Ophelia decides to give her space and wanders to the cathedral which she used to visit as a child. She is a necromancer and also has the ability to see ghosts. But when she encounters an invisible apparition who she can only hear, she is intrigued. She instantly makes a connection with the apparition but soon is scared away. As she leaves, she is left with the hint by the apparition that the hint is the heart and key is the only way to set him free. The cathedral is also where Phantasma, an event by the devils, will be hosted. Phantasma literally means the devil's home. She returns to her home only to find her sister gone, and from Genevieve's diary, she gets hints to Lost Gabriel and Phantasma. A letter by Genevieve also indicates she went to participate in Phantasma, and as a prize by Devil after victory, she would ask for repayment of debt of the Grim Manor. She quickly hurries to pack a bag to find her sister and save her from such a dangerous game, only to realize that the contestants can't see each other till level 7. She is afraid for her sister's life as she feels that Genevieve doesn't know the dangers she is getting herself into. She is informed about 3 major rules to enter. First, you have to share your worst fear to enter the game. Second, any injury caused, physical or mental, will be one's own risk. So, one has to be accountable for any injury that occurs within the game. The third rule says not to fall in love within Phantasma. She readily agrees to all 3 rules. Upon entering, she is introduced to other players. She has to compete with all players within a group only. Among all the players, one contestant named Lucy apparently knew Genevieve and is one of the close friends of her little sister. Yet she knows nothing about the social group that Genevieve used to maintain and soon realizes she did not know Genevieve as she thought she used to. She enters her room. A cat ghost starts following her. She is entrapped in one door where one half of her body is literally injured after encountering with that devil, and soon she realizes the true danger she is in. Soon after, she sees another door where she meets a handsome man with the voice she had heard the previous night when she visited the cathedral. The man introduces himself as Blackwell. He is one of the phantoms, one of the highest categories of ghost, and has strong powers. He offers to heal her if she makes a blood oath. She denies. Another day, another haunting. She wakes up as soon as she reaches her bathroom. She is scared of her wits by blood and gross flesh, and there stands a ghoul who wants to hurt her. The door is jammed, when she tries to get out of the room, but with few more attempts, she is finally able to wrench it open, only to fall it bang into nothing, into a black void. She keeps falling and falling until she lands on Blackwell's lap. Furthermore, Blackwell again offers the deal. She refuses again. The game starts the next day. So this game had several levels, the first round being a loop introduced by the devil named Zell. Each and every round was introduced by a devil, a different devil. She, along with others, gets trapped into a maze. She has to figure it out to get out and win the round. The only catch is there is a sleeping hellhound who wants to kill. But two players, Kate and another selfish competitor, wakes him up and gets out of the exit, trapping all the other candidates with the hellhound after their lives. With a lot of effort and a lot of injury, she is somehow able to find the exit, but uses the very last of her magic to blind the hellhound to find the exit. So, after she reaches the exit, she loses her consciousness. And when she gains her consciousness, she encounters a huge snake in the hall, in the dorm room, who is very inclined to kill her. She starts backing on her instincts, and her instincts fight for her as she has no energy to fight herself. But she manages to kill the snake and defeat it. She is then ensnared by a person who looks exactly like Genevieve. She definitely starts following her sister, thinking she's her sister, but again she's attacked by the phantom, and finally it is Blackwell who comes to her rescue. She still needs to help. She still needs help to heal herself, otherwise she would not make it alive. And that is when she gives in and makes the deal with Blackwell. He will protect her and destroy all haunts outside the game rounds. He will also assist her within the rounds if she calls his name thrice. But in return for this favor, she has to free him from Phantasma by finding the clues, heart, and key. If she fails to do that, she will give 10 years of her life to him. If she wins, she can get her manor back without paying debt. She meets few devils: Jasper, who is annoying but Blackwell's friend; Rema, Blackwell's ex girlfriend; Sinclair, Blackwell's enemy. Sinclair also reveals a lot about the game's creator, Celemaster, who is the Prince of Devils, and Phantasma is his punishment for choosing the girl he loved over the king. Sinclair is also trapped here because of him. There are various rounds like lust, gluttony, wrath, greed, misery, violence, etc., where she has to really fight for her life to stay alive. But with Blackwell's help, the rounds become manageable. As the rounds progress, they also start getting feelings for each other, and Ophelia and Blackwell slowly start falling for each other. Lots of spy scenes. In one round, her mother meets her and warns her away from Blackwell to never lose the locket, and she also says that if she falls in love, she will be the only one who would be hurt. She also tells her to follow her dreams in case it means giving up grim family business or necromancy. She should do that and follow her dreams. Few rounds later, Sinclair reveals how Blackwell knew Gabriel, and Gabriel might be her lost father. In the seventh round, she finally meets Genevieve and discusses this. Her sister reveals that their parents fell in love in Phantasma. Ophelia was even conceived here, but her father was cursed and practiced irrational violent behavior as soon as he met their mother. As a result, their mother had bartered her 10 years to a devil to to protect them, garner debt of Grim Manor to pay, and buy resources for a fully warded home. After the little happy reunion, both Blackwell and Ophelia asked Genevieve to forfeit the competition so that the sisters can't be used against one another. Also, since their father was a spectre, power to go fully invisible, both the sisters also received this power, and that was the reason Genevieve could reach the seventh level alone, whereas Ophelia could only make parts of her invisible and therefore needed to depend on Blackwell. But when she is alongside Blackwell, she has more surety to go and win the game fully rather than Genevieve. For the last level, Deceit, Ophelia had to choose between two people. Both of them look like Genevieve, but there was a catch. If she chose wrong, the real Genevieve would die, which made her realize her mother might have also died during the same time Gabriel, her father, was playing in this game. And that might be the reason behind the death of her mother. Untimely death, let's say. She chose none of the two as both did not answer her question like the real one would. As she won that round, she rushed towards Salamaster's office to get her devil's wish. Even when Sinclair warned her against it, she had technically won the game, but she could not get the wish to be fulfilled by the demon until she was the only one left alive out of all the contestants. But she was impatient. When the devil finally turned to answer her call, guess what? Who it turned out to be? The voice was very familiar, but the face more familiar. He introduced himself as Salamastrus Erasmus Blackwell, Prince of the Devils. He also narrated his backstory, saying that he once fell in love with a mortal named Angel, and when given a choice, he chose her over his father, as a result of which the king imprisoned her and tortured her ruthlessly, and finally got his true name from her. After killing Angel in front of his son, Salamastrus, the king trapped Angel's soul in the locket and gave it to a necromancer with a spell to ensure it would pass on to the next generation until it reaches his son. He also trapped his son using his true name and made a deal. If Salamastrus won, he and all those who had heard his son's true name will forget it. The king kept him in the game imprisoned for 5 centuries, and by the time he had forgotten everything about his love and the name, only the name Angel remained. And as soon as he saw Ophelia, he started calling Ophelia by the term of endearment, Angel. He also revealed that his feelings for Ophelia were as true as a person with memory loops. He only regained his full memory after the end of the game and until the game restarted again. So he had the span between two different games to regain his complete memory, but within the game he did not remember his true self. Within the different levels, he was just Blackwell, not his full self. He also told her she had to wait, but since she did not wait for the end of competition fully, instead of 10 years, he will be only taking 5 years of her life, but his debt of the Grim Manor will be repaid. That is when she realized that all this while she had the key. She had the locket that was the heart and the magic within the key. As she went to confess her love, he stopped her because it would lead her to be cursed. If you confess your love within the game, you are cursed by the game. Yet, after handing over the locket and Blackwell gaining his true self, she confessed her love. Now, Blackwell was left with only one choice to offer her, the devil's bargain, and take her soul and tie her to him, even though she did not want to at first. But the curse would mean that she would have to stay away from Blackwell all her life, and that she could not simply accept. She relented as she could not live without him if the curse was to take place. Finally, they were both anchored to each other evermore as she made the devil's bargain and tied her soul to Blackwell's. They definitely started living happily ever after, and the story ends here with a glimpse of the next book. And that next book will revolve around the story of Genevieve when she travels to London and finds a view for herself. And it is very interesting. It is going to be very interesting to look forward to. So the story ends here. If you like the summary, ensure to like and subscribe this video so that we can come up with more such story summaries. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you again with my next video. Bye bye.